Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to another video. Something I was thinking about, and what brought this about? Oh, the issue was what is it called? Magic. Yeah, magic. So I know for most of us being Western, you know, the West doesn't take magic seriously at all. I even read in an article one time that, you know, you can't take someone to court for performing magic in the U.S. A person can perform as many rituals or cast as many spells as they want to, because it doesn't mean anything, you know. They don't believe in it, so it's not a crime. A person in the West can freely practice magic as he wills, as we all know that. But I'm not sure if any of you know that I know that in Islam, magic is punishable, sometimes by death, depending on what type of magic it is. It's a crime, of course, in not every Muslim country, but definitely in the Gulf, it's a crime, and a person will be arrested and persecuted if they are found guilty of performing magic. If there's any evidence found in their home, in their rooms, you know, with evidence of magic rituals, or I'm not sure exactly what you call them, but usually when people perform magic, then they'll have like these little envelopes or folded up pieces of whatever, with the person's hair, or, you know, it could be a person's tooth or whatever they use from the individual. It could be an article of clothing they'll use in order to harm this person, and put it near them or near their house. And there'll also be some evidence of this in the person who performed the magic's room. So yeah, I just wanted to let you all know that magic is taken very serious over here, and they have special task force who are learned and knowledgeable about what to look for, and you know, when it comes to investigating suspicions of magic performance. But I found it interesting that, you know, how extreme the West was at one time in claiming that anyone who they thought or felt like claiming was a witch, they would hunt them down, persecute them, burn them at the stake, and all sorts of things. They were extreme, and would even fabricate on people, claiming that they were witches through having a dream about them, or, you know, whatever they felt like was the reason for you know, this person being accused to be a witch or a warlock, all the way to the other extreme of letting people in their society perform magic as they wish. So many news articles of bones and skulls, not skulls, but bones, even if it's animal bones, being scattered about, and weird you know, circles and marks and candles and all sorts of sacrificial ritual sites being found, you know, in different parts of the United States and then the inner cities and other than that. And they just bypass it like it's nothing, because it's not a part of their belief. It's interesting. But yeah, that's very something that is very real, We definitely believe magic exists. And the Gulf countries persecute you for practicing it. I don't know about Africa. I think Africa is so widespread. I don't think that they persecute you at all. In Morocco, it's normal. In Egypt, that's normal. Allahumma musta'an. Yeah. In many places, in many Muslim countries in Africa, you know, it's a part of the culture, unfortunately. May Allah help the Muslims and guide them away from, you know, this dangerous behavior, these dangerous practices that can lead one out of the fold of Islam, you know. But yeah, that's something I was thinking about. And another piece of information, you all can look it up if you want, if you like. But oh yeah, also I remember reading some criticism of the Saudi government and even mockery of them because they're forming and training of a task force in Saudi Arabia designated just for the identification and investigation of magic. The Western media was mocking them. They were mocking them and saying, how can people during this time invest in such a thing that doesn't even exist? Allahumma musta'an. A'udhu billah. And unfortunately and sadly, due to Muslims living in the West, many take on the same mentality. They don't like to think about or acknowledge magic at all whatsoever, because it's not a part of daily life there. So a person may even bypass it, not pay any mind, and even be negligent when they come into an environment where people practice that frequently, not being aware what not to do, you know, how to behave, what to be cautious of. You'll be 100% neglectful, you know, because you're coming from an environment or a culture that doesn't acknowledge it at all, when it's a part of your religion to you know, perform ruqya over the person who has magic. And there are different customs and rulings that are for the person who has magic put on him. So to run away from the issue or to be oblivious of it is dangerous, and it's a mistake, especially when you're thinking about coming to the Muslim lands. I know people who have had magic put on them when they went overseas. And of course, because they weren't familiar with it, it's not a part of the culture that we live in the West. They couldn't figure it out at first until they were told, okay, yeah, you got magic put on you. By other Muslims. They've gone to the doctors. Doctors have done tests on them, and they couldn't find anything wrong. You know? So yeah, it's something that you have to acknowledge, and no matter how frightening it is, we fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And we have been given the best remedies for even magic being put on someone. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had magic put on him. You know, may Allah protect us all, but none of us are exempt from this masiba, you know, befalling. It's from the trials of life. Like I said, may Allah protect us all from that. But if it does happen, It's not permanent. And you have to have Iman in Allah for him to remove it, because magic only strikes you except for what Allah wills, and it's only going to be removed when Allah wills. So yeah, that was something that I figured I'll get on here and speak about. Not everyone knows about it, or like I said, even talks about it or wants to acknowledge it, but it's just reality. So okay, going on a night walk, because you all know it's hot out here. In the daytime you will melt, so nighttime is when I get my little exercise. It's the best time to walk. You can actually breathe and not thinking about water and passing out. So I appreciate you all for tuning in, and inshallah I will see you all in the next video. And remember, Hijrah mandates sacrifice. Ma salama.